JV. I'm a rising sophomore in the nursing program, and I'm currently one of your newbie reps and culture chair interns. I'm obviously running for the culture chair position for the 2025 to 2026 academic school year. So a little bit about me. I was born and raised here in Maryland, and I didn't have the opportunity to visit the Philippines until 2018, and I was already 12 years old at the time. And that was actually the last time I went to the Philippines. But despite this, I've always had a very strong and close relationship with culture, thanks to my parents and grandparents. I basically came out of the womb watching teleseries, which are Filipino TV shows and dramas, which is probably where I got my loud, expressive, and dramatic personality from. So I spoke mainly Tagalog until I started school. Actually, on the first day of kindergarten, I came home and I was like, "Hi Mom, hi Dad, I had a great day at school today." Very English era, how did that? And I just wanted to say a little thing about my parents. Over 20 years ago, a bunch of immigrant 20-something-year-olds who had just arrived from the Philippines banded together and have been together ever since. With my parents being one of those couples, I've grown up with this group, my chapa, and they have been my second family ever since I was born. They've taught me the true meaning of family, one of the 4 pillars of this organization. With tragedy, accomplishments, and other huge life-changing events, we have always had each other. And this is something I will always keep with me, especially in FASA. My titos and titas have also been a huge reason why I remain linked to Filipino culture and language through gossip sessions, Filipino food, and OPM, original Filipino music. In high school, I was very, very involved and active with my extracurriculars. I was class president for all 4 years, which is where I learned how to be a leader and how to earn respect from others. I was also an active member in our Asian Student Union and various honor societies. And I was also captain of both my club and high school volleyball team, which is where I learned to work on a team and use my strengths as well as the strengths of the others around me. I was also active in CFCY. I was cluster head, I was a music band, I did sports, I coached, and I was also active in arts. So I was in a band, I did choir, I did theater. So I say all of this because I was very, very burnt out by the time I graduated, and I approached college in a mindset where I wanted to lay low and have a break from being a leader and having responsibilities. But FASA did not allow me to do that, and I was drawn in almost immediately. I didn't know what it was until my auntie Jin Jin would tell me stories, and I became more interested in my senior year thanks to the North Head, shout out Alyssa, Alex, John, and hearing about their various FASA experiences like getting the big semi, volleyball, pistahan. And when I started coming out to GBMs and welcoming events and AKA, I felt like I really fit well with the community, which is why I decided to apply for newbie rep. And as newbie rep, I planned and organized Halloween. I met a lot of new people and introduced them to FASA, and I acclimated myself with being on e-board and e-board dynamics. As culture chair intern, I wrote at Tagalog Thursday, wrote and presented at the Cultura Corner, and learned about what it takes to plan and organize a pistahan. I also danced in semi, specifically the cultural dance, Sayaw sa Bangko, which is usually choreographed by the culture chair. I played in D6 volleyball. I sang the American and Filipino national anthem at D6 basketball. And last but not least, pistahan. I acted in a lead role last minute and worked collaboratively with Ate Rose and Ate Car and learned a lot about the show and how the sound works from both of them. I sang the national anthem, I performed with my band, and I danced in 2 cultural dances. I say all of this because I think I really immersed myself in the organization and feel that I'm really qualified to be culture chair. In regards to pistahan, like I said, I've been doing music, I've been dancing since I was a kid, I've had a theater background, so I was also interested in stage crew and props and things like that. And I also speak Tagalog and understand fully. Some of my ideas for next school year, Tagalog Thursdays in action. So not only just posting Tagalog Thursdays, but also having general body or e-board say it in a sentence or communicate it. Also donation drives and fundraisers specifically for the poor in the Philippines, because it says in the Constitution, act as a liaison for potential cultural service opportunities. So I'm really interested in that. And also more giving back to our parents and the people in our families and people we appreciate. As for pistahan, I really want to start advertising and practicing earlier, and also working with the other orgs that may have overlap practices. I also want to experiment with other food vendors or other food and dessert menu options and maybe expand and diversify the menu and try to be more cost efficient. I want to thank my co-host, Admin Mari, for being so great to work with, my Aunt Julie for teaching me how to be a good leader, Chani Tulip for teaching me to be a good culture chair, and this year's e-board for being so kind and welcoming. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone to coming out and supporting this org. I'm very passionate about this position and I have many dreams and aspirations about it. I'm looking forward to what next year has to bring for all of us and can't be more excited. Good luck to the rest of the candidates tonight and thank you all so much for considering me to be one of your next class.